bartender.
You drive?
Sure, if you like.
I think you're pretty comfortable with the situation at this point. I think you're probably more relieved than anything.
I feel like on a student film, there needs to be a certain amount of experimentation. I mean, it'd be easy to go out and do what you already know you can do.
Is that light up there going to show? Or no?
No. Go straight down to the bag she's picking up.
A lot of it has had to do with learning how to do as much as possible with as little as possible.
Yes, we're calling you tonight on it.
You just kind of appear. Sebastian, stop asking what genre this is.
Making films is really an incredibly complicated and terrifying and exhilarating and exhausting thing.
How would I describe the film school experience? Hope and disaster. My three-camera project was interesting. It was sort of a technical disaster. And then in terms of directing, it was really probably the hardest part, I think, for Frank and I, because neither of us knew what we were doing. And we've never even thought about how to do it before this time. So, you know, taking a Tennessee Williams script and saying, well, what's the intention here, and what are people's motivations, and what's the blocking, you know, it was really hard, but it was a challenge, and I think we kind of got the gist of it by the end.
Whizzed through the air, just missing my face. Imagine flying cockroaches, something I never dreamed to be in existence.
While we're doing other stuff, like watching Fox camera, whatever we're doing, let's let somebody else scurry up there.
Rubber plantation.
I tell you, there is. Ceiling, floor, the place is infested with them. You with your 780-page masterpiece, right on par with this titled lady as far as imagination is concerned.
It was a great feeling kind of to have the whole thing happen and you're not even close to it, assuming that everything works okay in the control room. I mean, because it was chaotic in there. But sometimes when it was working, it was inspiring. It was kind of a feeling of like creative power for a moment, you know. At the same time that you're feeling like the whole thing is about to fall apart.
Don't say anything out there. And that's it.
All right.
Stop play, please.
My goodness.
This semester has been really tough, and it's because the department's trying to oversee more productions than it's ever seen in a semester before. And as a result, the faculty, the students, scheduling, equipment are strained. The final consequence is that the productions suffer.
The camera's gonna beat her to the phone, and we want to be focused on the phone before she blasts.
Roll camera?
Speed.
Not yet. Just sit back and relax. Read for a minute.
I felt like up until like the first day of production, that everything was my responsibility. I couldn't really count on my classmates to help me with pre-production because they had their own projects to do. So when production finally started, it was really great to have everyone there and ready and willing to work, and I just felt very uplifted.
All right, we're out of this.
Hello.
Hello.
You've got a hammer.
I hope I break the lens and not the frame.
Well, do you know what you're doing?
Maybe you should do it on the sidewalk.
Maybe I should let somebody else do it.
Those were our prescription lenses?
These?
Yeah.
No, they're drugstore.
I see.
Prescription ones I wouldn't do.
Well, I would hope not.
See what I brought you?
Can't see anything in here. We run out of candles or what?
Martha says you shouldn't be walking around.
I'm no cripple. Who's that for?
Some old man I know.
Nobody bakes a better coconut cake than my Emily.
Cut.
When I started this project, there were a lot of people that thought I wouldn't be able to get my trains, but a project like this builds up momentum somehow. You know, it takes on a life of its own. You just end up doing things that really seemed impossible when you started.
Well, hello, son. Hope you're ready to go to work.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're looking lovely as always, Peg.
And you must be Ellen.
Elaine.
Everybody was great. Everybody was professional and always there, willing to stay late, willing to do things over and over again, and everyone got along.
Good appetite. The food on this old tin can ought to be pretty good.
Nice eyepiece.
Oh, yeah.
Much nicer.
Okay.
Scene 8.1, take 5. Roll camera.
Speed.
Marker.
Action.
Next door? You've got to be kidding.
Elaine, let's not argue about this right now. Of course not, Mrs. Ellington.
Danny, what's wrong with you today?
Crack me up. Don't forget to pay attention to the ladies on board.
Of course not, Mrs. Ellison.
Peg, I shouldn't have to remind you again.
Well, you're looking lovely as always, Peg.
And you must be Ellen.
Elaine.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. That's beauteous.
I've been in the graduate program for 3 years, and this semester I'm starting my thesis film. I'm approaching it with the attitude of experimenting with whatever's necessary to achieve what the script calls for. For example, we need rain for an entire scene at night, and we're going to have to manufacture our own rain for that. I know whatever we do is going to be pretty much a trial and error process, given the budget constraints that we have and the level of experience that everyone has. But I think filmmaking in general is always an experiment, trying to figure out ways of solving problems and achieving the illusion. We've been trying to figure out how to achieve the effect of somebody riding in a car, and there's a couple of ways to approach it. I mean, you can do a car mount, or you can do shooting out the back of a truck. And one of the things we've been experimenting with is rear screen projection, which is, I think, pretty unusual for a student film to attempt. That's one of the things I enjoy most, trying to push the limits of what a student film normally has in it. One of the best things about film school is that it trains you to be a total filmmaker. It definitely puts you in debt, but I think it pays in the long run. I hope it does.
I'd rather be doing this than trying to work out some equation in a book somewhere in the library going nuts. And at least this is vocational.